in our chat, Mark Henry Jr. said, as long as he's back, healthy, ready to go by playoffs, everything's fine. Is that how we should view this? Like, I get it. That's real easy. That's an optimistic view. Is it a realistic view? I wouldn't argue with Mark and say he's wrong, but it did feel a little off for me. I just feel like if we're talking about what we were last week, and that is winning it all, man, that's a big ask for a team that was just put together at the All-Star break, just trying to figure out who's who and what's what, from coaching JJ on down to role players, of course, through Luka and LeBron playing through each other. And then now all of a sudden you're taking away this 2 to 3 week chunk of games here, which could very well take us right up. At best case scenario, they'll have maybe 3 or 4 games left in the month of April, when then you're asking yourself, is it even worth playing these guys at this point in time? Because everybody's asking that question. I know seeding will be up in the air, but I don't know if I view it as so easy as long as he's healthy and he's back by playoffs, everything's going to be okay. Where do you stand on that one?
Yeah, I mean, history certainly tells us that when you make a trade of this magnitude, that it takes more than half a season to get on the same page. That history does tell us that it takes more reps and getting on the same page, building out chemistry, learning how to play together. With that said, history also tells us that a 40-year-old should not be an all-star and one of the 15 best players in the NBA still, and 15 is probably a little bit too high there. Probably comfortably 10 best players, the way LeBron James still is. Like, I think LeBron and Luka are a caliber of, I guess, like, NBA smart or basketball smart that we really haven't seen before. Both those guys are two of the most like brilliant IQs for the game that we've seen in NBA history. So I certainly give them more of a fair shot than I would about most other players in this exact circumstance. So it's far from ideal. And I think in reality, when we're actually looking at this Lakers team built out, it is next year that they're going to be like the real deal contenders, because they still have things to adjust on the roster. The big man position is just not good enough. Alex Len is pretty atrocious out there, man. I don't think he can play like at all in a playoff series, and that's going to be a huge concern. I wish the Mark Williams deal went through, and I would feel a lot differently about that there. So I think this summer they'll have a real chance to build out this roster as designed, and there'll be a little bit more communication and building out all those things and these guys getting on the same page. But you still got Luka Doncic and LeBron James, so I'm not fully ruling it out. It feels unlikely, but I certainly give him a chance.